Now, one thing I forgot to mention is that there is a button on here that says max. It says max. I know the phone won't focus. It's basically a turbo button. Now what happens is this Dyson gets 15 minutes of use if you don't use the turbo button, but if you do use it, it's called max, then you get 6 minutes of use. And I can get through my whole house without having to use max, but in the car I'm noticing that max is somewhat helpful. So let's try some of these stubborn parts with max. So as you can see, some of the stubborn stuff does start to come up. There's a little bit left, but a lot of it comes up once you use max. And you can see how the carpet's pulled up there. It's got some pretty good suction. That's probably almost as strong a suction as what you get with your house vacuum now. So let's see if we got enough battery left to get this stuff up. See, if you use max, it does start coming up. The problem is you only get 6 minutes of usability. There's that brush trimmer I showed you earlier. You only get 6 minutes of usability with max, and it's easy to run out of battery in the middle of doing the job when you have it on max. So that's a consideration. Yeah, that's all coming up pretty well now. I actually am probably going to get a spare battery because I happen to have a spare battery right now. It's not mine. I need to give it back. But I'm using a spare battery now. And if I had my 2 batteries and I had it on max, I could probably get this whole job done. So that's something you might think about. If you use max, then this is less disappointing of an endeavor. As you can see, this is much cleaner now than it was when I started. There's probably just 2 stubborn spots left right here. That one came up. And then right here. And the way this works, it has a trigger. Okay, it's only on when you squeeze the trigger. They do that to help save battery. So
did the battery die, Dad?
Not yet. Hold on. There is another spot here. Yeah, if you use max and if you have a spare battery, and this is already an expensive device, so I could see why you would be hesitant to buy the device and then buy the spare battery. But if you do, then you actually have a pretty, dare I say, convenient tool right there. I mean, it's pretty small, as you can see. It's handheld. It's a handheld tool. So that's just some more insight on how the Dyson DC35 animal works.